This episode of Birds and Bats is brought to you by SemoAutomall.com. Wanting to shop for cars, trucks, motorcycles, and more? Do so from the comfort of your home at SemoAutomall.com.
Welcome to Birds and Bats, your Cardinals talk show where we only talk about positive things, and we have lots of positive things to talk about. The Cardinals are in first place in the NL Central. We have not lost a series yet. Our pitching has been fantastic.
Well, we lost WaiNO this last week,
unfortunately.
Last Saturday on the game against Milwaukee, WaiNO went up to hit, and just something did not work right with his legs.
Just stepped out of the batter's box wrong and
ended up with an Achilles tear, which totally sucks. But that was pretty tragic. I mean, whenever I was watching it, I didn't quite understand what was going on because I was actually stuffing my face with wings at the time, and I looked up at the TV and I saw him limping away. But where were you whenever you figured that out?
Well, I was coincidentally just about to head out to get some wings, but I was watching on TV, about to head out, and the Cardinals were up to bat. WaiNO had been pitching an awesome game so far, and he's, if everything's going good, I'm thinking this is going to be another great game. I'll just watch the Cardinals bat before I head out. WaiNO comes up to bat, hits a pop-up, starts to run out, and he's limping. First I think, okay, maybe he'll be back out to pitch. Then find out he's not coming back out to pitch. I'm thinking, okay, well maybe he'll be ready for his next start. Find out he's not going to be ready for his next start. Then I find out he's on the 15-day DL. And I'm thinking, okay, well, one stint on the DL won't kill us. Maybe he'll come back and he'll be ready to go after that. Then that Sunday morning, I'm at church, and we're making our way out, and I'm saying hi to everyone, and I see our producer friend, Captain Nico, at church, and Nico comes up to me and he says, "Steven, did you hear that Wainwright's likely out for the year?" And I'm like, "No, Nico, I haven't heard Wainwright is likely out for the year. Thank you for ruining my day." And I'm just like, thank God I'm in church when I hear this news, because I definitely needed Jesus after I heard about that.
I need some Jesus.
Yeah.
Was it more like anger, or was it just like sadness, or were you super shocked whenever you found out?
Yeah, it was just shock. Like, I think I went through the stages of grief almost. Like, I was in denial at first when Nico told me, and then I think I was like bargaining or something. Like,
I could see you. Like, I don't wish that I was there because it was terrible and very sad moment. But I could almost see you regressing into like a 7-year-old boy whenever you found out. Like, just what? Like, he's out for the season?
Yeah, I wanted to just fall on the ground and start crying right there.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. Definitely pretty rough. But, I mean, good news. This is the awesome part. His surgery went really, really well.
That's good.
I mean, no surprises, nothing, no complications, which is totally awesome. I mean, you almost never hear of that anymore. Now it's like, oh, but this went wrong. But no. Total positivity. He's great.
I mean, once I kind of found out a little bit more about how serious it was, I was pretty worried because, like, Ryan Howard of the Phillies, I believe he tore his Achilles tendon too. Like, and that was, like, back when we were playing the Phillies in the playoffs in 2011. And, it took a long time for him to recover, and his career really hasn't been the same since. So, I mean, if the surgery went well and that's all good news from now, I think WaiNO's confident he's going to be fine. So, the more positive things we hear, the better, I guess.
Yeah, and I mean, I heard that, he's going to be out for the season and everything, but whenever I heard the words, he'll be ready by next spring, oh my gosh, that was like a dagger to the heart a little bit, like, so sad. But, I mean, they're talking about the replacement, how they're trying to replace him right now, just trying to patch up what we can. And then also, they started bringing in Tim Cooney.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about him?
Well, he, I don't know. It's hard to say. It was his big league debut on Thursday, and obviously, it's if you're just going right from the minor leagues up to the big leagues to replace Adam Wainwright, I mean, that's a lot of pressure.
That's a little bit of a shoe to fill.
Yeah. So considering all that, I think he did pretty well, and we won the game, and that's the main thing.
Yeah.
So I don't really have any complaints there. I think eventually they're going to bring up Marco Gonzalez once he gets off the DL in the minor leagues.
Yeah.
I think they're going to bring him up, and he'll be our, fifth starter from this point on. He was, like, him and Carlos Martinez were in competition in spring over who was going to get the fifth starter role. unfortunately now they both get to be starters, it looks like. But Marco Gonzalez, I think he's got a lot of potential, and I think he's going to do a really good job.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. But with all of this going on, it kind of brings up the whole idea of, the DH and with the NL and everything like that. I mean, my stance is a little bit on the DH side, but I understand that you have a very strong stance against the DH. What do you think?
Okay, for maybe about 10 minutes the night that I found out he was done for the season, I thought to myself, for about 10 minutes I was converted to pro DH. I thought, yes, we need the DH in the NL now, because we can't have people like Adam Wainwright, Scherzer, getting hurt while they're batting. But then the next day I was right back to how I've always been, and I'm totally against the DH in NL, because that just takes so much strategy out of the game whenever you have the designated hitter, because you don't have to worry about pinch hitters for the pitcher. You don't have to, it makes working with the bullpen easier, doing double switches, and having just that one automatic out in the lineup, that puts so much more strategy into the game to where it's like a chess match between the managers in the NL.
Okay.
And not only that, you get to see really awesome athletes like Madison Bumgarner, who's a really good hitting pitcher, show off how all around talented they are. So that's another cool thing about it.
Okay, so to you it's more just about the strategy of the game. Keep it out, keep the strategy in. It gets the game interesting. After this injury, it kind of just strengthens my opinion on it more. It feels like it knocks down the team, a couple pegs on the totem pole a little bit. In my opinion.
Well,
it's humble opinion.
It's like Max Scherzer said, people don't pay money to go see pitchers hit. They pay money to see guys like David Ortiz hit. David Ortiz is the most famous DH out there, and he brings in a lot of money. He brings in a lot of fan support because people love to see Big Papi hit.
Yeah.
And maybe that would work out in the NL, and for maybe more casual fans, they would appreciate that more. But I don't know. I've grew up without the DH in the NL, and I guess maybe I'm just stuck in my way. But I don't think I'll ever support the DH in the NL.
Very strong stance.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's going to wrap up episode 4 for us with birds and bats. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it is. I think the main thing, we just got to all stay positive. The players, the fans, the coaches, the manager, everyone just needs to stay positive, because we still have a really talented team.
Yes,
and I still think that we, even though that's a big loss losing Wainwright, I still think we've got a lot of potential for this season.
Absolutely. I 100% agree. Make sure you follow us and, keep up with us. We want you to be in the conversation with us at foxradionetwork.com/birds and bats, or at Fox Radio Network, #birds and bats.
Go Cards, stay positive.
We got it.